The South China Sea is heating up, not just from the sun, but from rising tensions. For years, the Philippines has watched China expand its claims, directly impacting Filipino fishermen and threatening national sovereignty. China's 9-line covers almost the entire sea, a claim rejected by an international tribunal in 2016, but Beijing ignores the ruling. Instead, China has built artificial islands, turning them into military outposts with runways and missile systems. Chinese Coast Guard and militia vessels use water cannons and dangerous maneuvers to intimidate Philippine ships, aiming to control the sea without open conflict. The stakes are high. The West Philippine Sea is rich in fish, oil, and gas, resources vital for the Philippines' economy and food security. This is about more than resources. It's about national pride and upholding international law. Manila now knows that diplomatic protests alone aren't enough. The government, under President Ferdinand Marcos Jr., has shifted to a strategy of comprehensive archipelagic defense. This means modernizing the military, empowering the Coast Guard, and strengthening alliances. The era of appeasement is over. The Philippines is building a credible deterrent. The new approach is about resilience and readiness, not just reaction. By leveraging alliances and modernizing its forces, the Philippines is taking control of its future. The nation is no longer a passive victim. It's actively defending its sovereignty. The world is watching as the Philippines stands up for a stable, rules-based order in the Indo-Pacific. At the heart of the new defense posture is the modernization of the Philippine military. The focus has shifted from internal threats to defending the nation's vast maritime domain. The Horizon program is acquiring new ships, aircraft, and missile systems, not to match China, but to create an asymmetric defense. The Navy now fields missile-capable frigates like the BRP Jose Rizal and Antonio Luna, a leap in capability. Fast attack craft armed with spike missiles patrol the archipelago, ready to respond to incursions. The Air Force is acquiring modern fighter jets and surveillance systems to secure Philippine airspace. A key asset, the BrahMos supersonic cruise missile system from India, creating a powerful coastal defense. Surveillance and radar upgrades give the military better situational awareness. Joint operations and regular exercises, both internal and with allies, are sharpening readiness. Modernization isn't just about hardware, it's about building a new mindset and operational culture. The goal, a credible modern force capable of defending sovereignty in the 21st century. The military is learning to work seamlessly across branches and with partners. This transformation is making the Philippines a tougher target for any aggressor. The message is clear. The Philippines is ready to defend its territory. While the military builds strength, the Philippine Coast Guard is on the front lines every day. The PCG's white ships patrol contested waters, facing off against larger Chinese vessels at places like Ayungin and Scarborough Shoals. The government has invested in new, larger patrol vessels, many from Japan, extending the PCG's reach. The white hull strategy manages escalation, as Coast Guard ships are less provocative than Navy warships. Assertive transparency is key. The PCG embeds journalists and releases footage of Chinese aggression, rallying global support. International cooperation is growing, with joint exercises alongside the US and Japan. The PCG is now a professional, modern force, no longer just maritime police, but a strategic tool of national policy. It stands as a non-military line of defense for Philippine maritime rights. The world sees the truth of the struggle in the South China Sea. The US-Philippine alliance is the cornerstone of deterrence in the region. The 1951 Mutual Defense Treaty is more relevant than ever, with both nations recognizing the shared threat from China. The US has clarified that the treaty covers attacks on Philippine forces and vessels in the South China Sea. Annual Balikatan exercises have grown larger and more focused on maritime defense, sending a strong message to potential aggressors. US support includes funding, equipment, and intelligence sharing, boosting Philippine capabilities. The Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement, EDCA, allows US forces rotational access to key Philippine bases. The number of EDCA sites has expanded, including bases near Taiwan and the South China Sea. This cooperation enables rapid response to crises and deepens operational ties. The alliance is now more practical and robust, translating commitments into real capabilities. The US commitment to Philippine defense is clear and unwavering. The Philippines is building a web of security partnerships beyond the US, especially with Japan and Australia. Japan supplies patrol vessels and radar systems, and both nations are negotiating agreements for joint training and exercises. Australia, a longtime partner, conducts regular joint exercises and now participates in maritime patrols in the South China Sea. These partnerships show the Philippines is not alone. Regional powers are willing to stand up for international law. Trilateral and quadrilateral cooperation is growing, with joint naval exercises involving the US, Japan, and Australia. The first trilateral summit in 2024 marked a new era of security cooperation. This networked approach complicates China's calculations and strengthens deterrence. An attack on the Philippines now risks drawing in a coalition of committed powers. The Philippines is at the center of a new security architecture in the Indo-Pacific. Collective security is now a reality, not just a concept. Geography is the Philippines' greatest asset, sitting at the crossroads of the Pacific and South China Sea. The new defense strategy leverages this by developing bases in strategic locations, near Taiwan and the Spratlys. The expanded EDCA gives U.S. forces access to Philippine bases for training and rapid response, not permanent presence. New naval facilities at Subic Bay and forward bases along the western coast boost the military's reach and resilience. These bases allow faster deployment and better monitoring of maritime traffic. Dispersed, well-supplied bases make the military harder to target and more effective in defense. The Philippines is now an indispensable partner for its allies, contributing directly to regional stability. By providing access, the country helps deter conflict and supports a free and open Indo-Pacific. The Philippines is no longer just a recipient of security, it's a provider. Its strategic posture is reshaping the region's security landscape. The nation is now a gatekeeper of regional peace. The Philippines is forging a new path, responding to threats with strength and alliances. Modernizing its military, empowering the Coast Guard, and developing strategic bases are making the country a formidable defender. The U.S. alliance and deepening ties with Japan and Australia create a united front for regional security. The world sees that the Philippines is not alone. Aggression will be met with a collective response. By standing up to coercion, the Philippines inspires other Southeast Asian nations. Assertive transparency has exposed bullying tactics and rallied international support. A stronger Philippines is a net security provider for the Indo-Pacific. The nation is shaping its own destiny, investing in capabilities and alliances. The Philippines is no longer a pawn. It's a pivotal defense power and a new bastion of freedom. The Indo-Pacific's future is being written in Manila's resolve.